Ekene Maria Ijiptel na Gracia, Osebru Anonyeli, Ịdị ngọzi n'etiti igboro niile, ọ jazi ngọzi bụ nwafọ gị Jesu.
Maria dị asọ nne nke Chukwu, rịọbara ego ndị njọ arịrịọ, kịta na n'ọnwa anyị. Amen.
Okwu emela arụ,
O wee binyere anyị.
Ekene Maria Ijiptel na Gracia, Osebru Anonyeli, Ịdị ngọzi n'etiti igboro niile, ọ jazi ngọzi bụ nwafọ gị Jesu.
Maria dị asọ nne nke Chukwu, rịọbara ego ndị njọ arịrịọ, kịta na n'ọnwa anyị. Amen.
Rịọbara anyị arịrịọ ọnne nke Chukwu dị asọ,
Ka o emezuo n'aka nkwa nke Kristi.
arịrịọ. Anyị na-arịọ gị o Chukwu, ka ịrịnye Kraịst anyị n'ime obi anyị, ka anyị bụ ndị nje butere ozi ọma, wee mara iwere arụ Kristi nwari, site n'afọ ya na obe ya, wee bata n'otuto na mbilite n'ọnwụ ya, site na Kristi dị mere anyị.
Amen.
Otuto dịrị Nna na Nwa na Mmụọ Nsọ.
Etu ọ dị n'ịbụnanya ala ego niile n'ụwa ebe ebe. Amen.
Otuto dịrị Nna na Nwa na Mmụọ Nsọ.
Etu ọ dị n'ịbụnanya kịta na ego niile n'ụwa ebe ebe. Amen.
Otuto dịrị Nna na Nwa na Mmụọ Nsọ.
Etu ọ dị n'ịbụnanya kịta na ego niile n'ụwa ebe ebe. Amen.
Ka mkpụrụ obi ndị niile kwerenụ gara aga,
Site n'ekpere nke Chukwu ka ha zuru ike na ndokwa.
ka mkpụrụ obi fa zuru ike na ndokwa.
Amen.
Good evening and welcome to EBEONADI103.5 FM News Update. Today, Wednesday, the 20th day of November 2024, and the time is 3 minutes past the hour of 6. Martin Shuku Ekeze is my name. The headlines. Shetima, senators pay tributes to the late Oba. Many injured as power tussle turns bloody in Ebonyi. Benue border community. Abia blames opposition politicians for violent attacks. Launches a counter-offensive. Soludo presents 607 billion naira 2025 budget proposal to Anambra Assembly. Iguavon blames Super Eagles' loss on insufficient quality. Putin firmly lowers a threshold for using nuclear weapons. Now, details. Shetima, senators pay tribute to the late Oba. The Senate has conducted a validatory session to pay tribute to the late Senator Oba. Vice President Kashim Shetima and other prominent Nigerians expressed their condolences during yesterday's solemn event at the National Assembly. Former Anambra State Governor Chris Ngige and Senator Uche Okunife, who represented Anambra Central in the previous assembly, attended the National Assembly to offer their final respects. Senator Oba passed away on July 26, 2024 at the age of 52. He was a representative of Anambra South and a member of the All Progressive Congress, APC. His casket was placed in front of the White House adjacent to the Senate chamber within the National Assembly complex, while his seat was decorated with flowers and wrapped in a green, white and green cloth. The session welcomed senators and non-senators who came to honor the late senator's memory. Senate President Godswill Akpabio paid his respect by donning traditional Ishei attire, complemented by a red cap and dark sunglasses. Many injured as Power Tussle turns bloody in Ebonyi, Benue border community. Scores have been confirmed hospitalized while were others injured in a communal clash that followed a power tussle between the people of Igbenim, a border community between Ebonyi and Benue states. Igbenim, an Izi-speaking community, is anthropologically Ebonyi state and geographically Benue State. The people are under Ado local government area of Benue State and are part of the southern senatorial zone of the state. A news update gathered that the power tussle among members of the community has claimed several lives, with properties worth millions of naira damaged since it commenced in 2006. Although frantic efforts were made to resolve the crisis, the people recently returned to the trenches, with many sustaining grievous injuries from different weapons, including canes, machetes, and gunshots when the two warring factions clashed. Abia blames opposition politicians for violent attacks, launches counter-offensive. Alarmed by the unprecedented wave of attacks against army personnel in Abia State, the government has alleged that unpatriotic opposition politicians in connivance with external forces were involved in promoting the violence. This accusation came in the wake of the killing of two soldiers last Wednesday at a checkpoint at Ekenobisi, Umuokbala, and Abia community in Umuahia, South local government area of the border with neighboring Imo State. The government's stance on the latest attack was contained in a statement signed by the Special Advisor to the Governor on Media and Publicity, Mr. Ferdinand Ekoma, made available to the media in Umuahia yesterday. He announced that the government has launched a new counter-offensive in order to decimate every structure of terror erected or being erected in any Abia territory by criminals. The SA alluded that government was out for a total war against the perpetrators of violence in other states. Hence, citizens are enjoined not to harbor any person or persons they do not know to avoid falling victims. Soludo presents 607 billion naira 2025 budget proposal to Anambra Assembly. Anambra State Governor Professor Chukwuma Soludo has presented a budget estimate of 607 billion naira for the 2025 fiscal year to the State House of Assembly. The governor, while presenting the budget estimate tagged Changing Gears 2.0, said while politicians are focusing on politics, his government is busy executing projects. The governor was obviously referring to the Anambra State governorship election, which is due to hold in November 2025. Soludo said, it is evident that there is no stopping our consistent acceleration in a steadfast execution mode. For sure, 2025 is a governorship election year in Anambra State. While politicians will be focusing on politics, we will be intensely and intentionally focusing 100% on the execution of our multifaceted agenda with a deadline. Consequently, we have titled this budget Changing Gears 2.0 with emphasis on acceleration and execution. The proposed budget size is 606 billion naira for this fiscal year 2025. Iguavon blames Super Eagles' loss on insufficient quality. Super Eagles interim coach Augustine Iguavon has blamed his team's goals current struggles on the lack of creativity in the midfield. Nigeria suffered their first loss against Rwanda with Iguavon as coach on Monday. Recall that the Super Eagles already sealed the qualification for the 2025 African Cup of Nations after a 1-1 draw against Benin last Thursday. So Iguavon gave other players a rare opportunity to start against Benin on Monday. He made 7 changes to that side that started the previous game against Benin. Nonetheless, Nigeria were still the overwhelming favourites to claim the win due to their quality on paper. The Super Eagles dominated the first half, but they just lacked the cutting edge as they failed to create clear-cut chances in the final third. Chukwueze, who started from the bench, got into the game in the second half and he scored the vital opener for Nigeria. However, the team fell apart 10 minutes later as Rwanda scored twice in 3 minutes to take a 2-1 lead. After the game, Guavon expressed disappointment at the loss, but he stated that the absence of a creative player was a major factor that contributed to their loss. You are listening to news updates on Airborne at the 103.5 FM. Now we move over to the foreign scene. Putin formally lowers a threshold for using nuclear weapons. President Vladimir Putin on Tuesday formally lowered the threshold for Russia's use of its nuclear weapons, a move that follows US President Joe Biden's decision to let Ukraine strike targets inside Russian territory with American-supplied longer-range missiles. The new doctrine allows for a potential nuclear response by Moscow even to a conventional attack on Russia by any nation that is supported by a nuclear power. Russia's defense ministry said Ukraine fired 6 US-made ATACMS missiles early Tuesday at a military facility in Russia's Banaks region that borders Ukraine, adding that air defenses shot down 5 of them and damaged 1 more. Ukraine's military claimed that the strike hit a Russian ammunition depot, while the doctrine envisions a possible nuclear response by Russia to such a conventional strike. It is formulated broadly to avoid a firm commitment to use nuclear weapons and keep Putin's options open. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov emphasized that the Ukrainian strike in Banaks marked an escalation and urged the US and other Western allies to study the modernized nuclear doctrine. This is where we draw the curtain on news updates on Airborne at the 103.5 FM. But before we leave, a quick look at the headlines. Shetima, senators pay tribute to the late Ipanyoba, many injured as power toss returns bloody in Ebonyi. Benue border community. Abia blames opposition politicians for violent attacks, launches counter-offensive. Soludo presents 607 billion naira 2025 budget proposal to Anambra Assembly. Iguavon blames Super Eagles loss on insufficient quality. Putin formally lowers a threshold for using nuclear weapons. You just listened to news updates on Airborne at the 103.5 FM. News produced and read by Martin Efan Shuku Ekeze. Thank you for listening. Good evening.
Listen to news updates on Ebonadi 103.5 FM immediately after Angelus 6 o'clock a.m. and 6 o'clock p.m. weekdays. Stay tuned to be updated, to be informed. News updates, live reports. Ebonadi FM breaks the news with actualities.
I believe that if we are hoping for a new Nigeria,
You can as well listen online via mixlr.com/GistFM. The challenges of documenting memories in the 21st century is gone. When you have everyone at the 103.5 FM here, what are you celebrating today? Birthdays, wedding anniversary, traditional wedding, chieftaincy conferment, or fala, etc. Approach everyone at the 103.5 FM Ogidi today to document your event. Everyone at the 103.5 FM offers you live coverage of your events on radio and social media, video and photo coverages, feature on magazines, photo books, and others, news coverage of political and other events. Take this offer and receive a complete coverage. For more information, call or WhatsApp 08065796599 or you visit upon at the 103.5 FM Ogidi opposite Ogunike Boys inside Leovin Residency Hotel Ogidi. Upon at the 103.5 FM Napapoa Production. Police for vigilante.
Now my business is no money now.
When I was telling you, AJ radio drama, Erico. Akụkọ ihe mere n'iwe Ejije radio drama Erico ga na-abịara gị every Monday 8 o'clock p.m. with a repeat broadcast on Saturday 3 o'clock p.m. na EBEONADI 103.5FM.
If you move and finish your business,
Amara niile wadịghị ahụ ụbọchị m na-aga n'obodo m na-arụ akọ na ya na-erikọ n'anya nke kasị nke bụ na ana m abụzikwu n'anya ma ọ bụ n'eziokwu
Ekwekwala ka akọlụ dị nke a akọlụ.
Ogidi Kwenu, Ndogidi Kwenu, Adogidi Beauty Show is here again. Adogidi 2024. Now, are you up to 18 and above? Register now and win up to 1 million naira. Gidi land or Wadiana. Come and represent your heritage where beauty, brain, and culture blends, empowering the women, enhancing excellence, beauty with a purpose, supporting education, and securing a future. For forms and inquiries, please call or WhatsApp 080-6329-0766 or 090-13566263. Social media platforms at Instagram, TikTok, or Facebook at Adogidi Beauty Pageant. Forms are available at all residency hotels nationwide. And the deadline for the registration is on the 10th of December 2024. Adogidi Beauty Pageant Show. Don't miss out. Arise. Kunye.
Man is a political animal. That's why we all have our views on politics. Political View comes to you at EBEONADI 103.5 FM with Martin is here every Monday 3 o'clock p.m. to 4:30 p.m. and Saturday 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. It's all about the day-to-day activities in the Nigerian political space. Views of political actors from various political parties on political process. Views of labor leaders, and most importantly, your views. Views of the common Nigerian. Tune in to EBEONADI 103.5 FM or you join online via mixlr.com/GistFM every Monday and Saturday. What are your political views? Keep the dates.
Residency Hotels Leofino Ogidi. Ogidi's #1 place for all type of events. Burunia Dewa from corporate to social gathering or any type of parties, even end of year parties from the club. We have air-conditioned hall, an outdoor space of a very good capacity. One Nebiano, come, let us celebrate your event in style. Residency Hotel Leofino Ogidi. If you are somebody with a zibote taste, one Emmanuel back in the I want delicious meals, drinks and spirits brewed in different parts of the world. For booking, call 081-4567-8901. One more. Come, let's make your event come through the way it's dream or your plan of why. Residency Hotels Leofino Gidi or Gidi's best place for premium events. Ask Conan Amagorogi.
How best can we talk about the challenges we are having on our community, our society in general? Street report. If we do not address these challenges on EBEONADI FM, who will? As the happenings around us get as complicated as they can be. Street report is here to make sense of it all. Street report is causing social change across your streets. In your community. Street report is here with hardcore journalism to get to the root of our problem. Why don't you join me, Martin, if I should as number the first every Friday, 4:30 p.m. on Ebonadi 103.5 FM as street reports on fools in your face. On Ebonadi 24/7, 24/7.
Hey guys, thank you. Like, subscribe, and share. Right, hit the subscribe button down here. Thank you.